What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I just want to touch bases on the quote-unquote super fights. Of course, we have the legitimate 160-pound championship bout between Gennady Triple G Golovkin and Saul Canelo Alvarez, which will be September 16th. And to talk about that briefly, Canelo is fighting Golovkin for all the belts. Yes, he gave up his WBC belt, of course, due to, his, the way he explained it was, he had other problems, with promotional issues with other promotional companies and all that, and he didn't want to, be rushed into anything. However, the fight's here and they're fighting, but they're fighting for all the belts. And if Canelo can beat Golovkin, it's still a win-win. If he can decision him, I'll see him outpointing Golovkin, not stopping Golovkin. I don't think anyone will stop Golovkin unless Golovkin cares to go up to a higher weight class. Somebody with a bigger punch that he's not really accustomed to. But he sparred with guys a lot bigger than him. But of course, that's sparring. So one thing we've learned from this fight game recently is out with the old, in with the new. Pacquiao lost a 12-round unanimous decision to Jeff Horn, so that should tell you right now. And of course, the powers that be allowed that particular fight to be won by Jeff Horn because he's the new fresh guy, the new kid on the block. Manny Pacquiao's on his way out, so it was a business decision, so this could be a very well the same case with Gennady Golovkin and Canelo, regardless of who actually quote-unquote wins. Canelo will get the decision simply because it's the best thing business-wise to do. He's 27 years old, he's in his prime, and he could look. If he stops Golovkin, that would be spectacular. He could be up to the third or fourth best pound-for-pound fighter in the world when Gennady Golovkin drops down, simply because no one's been able to do that. In fact, no one's been able to even knock down Gennady Golovkin, but Canelo's never been down either. So, be that as it may, it would be best if a fight happened like that, but logic tells you it wouldn't. Canelo would probably win a unanimous decision, but if he does win, the reason why it's a win-win is because you got Jamal Charlo, you got Billy Joe Saunders. He could fight him easily and get all the belts. So he'd be the new king of the 160-pound division, a new young red-headed Mexican king, in the 160-pound division. So, everyone that avoided Gennady Golovkin will not avoid Canelo Alvarez, for the obvious. The obvious is the guy is the cash cow. He's the highest grossing guy now in boxing, besides Mayweather. And I don't know what the Mayweather-McGregor fight's going to do, but I look at it. That's a whole nother question. I'll get into that later. But he is the reason why everyone wants to fight. Why all the boxers want to box, because Danny Jacobs is going to want a piece of him. Chris Eubanks is want to come down and fight him. Billy Joe Saunders already said his name. You got Lemieux with the same promotional company with Golden Boy, so he's going to want to get in there. And all those fights are more than likely will happen because there's no stumbling block no more. The king has been slayed, which is Gennady Golovkin. If he can beat Golovkin, and Golovkin's 35 years old. So again, like I said, out with the old, in with the new. Canelo has been around for a while, but he is the new kid on the block at the 160-pound division, and he's the cash cow. So a lot of fights will be made when they normally wouldn't be made, because if Golovkin does beat Canelo Alvarez, who knows what Canelo Alvarez will do at that point. You know what I mean? So it's all lined up for Canelo to win. And I see him, again, winning a decision. You know what I'm saying? Just outpointing Golovkin, from clean counterpunching and combinations. You know what I mean? So, but it will be a spectacular fight. Now, speaking of Mayweather-McGregor, everyone shits on that fight because McGregor is a UFC fighter. He is not a boxer, And the only problem that I have with it's a money grab, guys. But the only problem I have with the fight is the way they market it. I know Floyd's 40 years old. And if he was going to fight Floyd, it has to happen now because Floyd's 40 years old. But the whole thing about it is, Conor McGregor should have at least fought someone that's a boxer to at least give him some type of stepping stone. He's just going to fight the best in, arguably one of the pound for pound best, around. He's just going up and passing all these guys. There's no trial, there's no tribulation, there's no learning. So now Conor has to go in there, and learn as he goes, So the question is how good is Conor at learning as he goes with a fighter? He talks a good game. Of course, they both do. That are both two biggest shit talkers in the game. But at the same time, Floyd knows the ins and outs. He knows how to use the clock. He knows how to hold. He knows how to punch. He knows how to move. He knows everything, about boxing. Whereas Conor has never been in there with someone that's a boxer, but then you get put in there with a guy like Mayweather. So that's the whole thing. He should have fought someone else just to get him like, okay, I learned how to do this. I know what to do, what not to do in this particular situation, with a guy that is not on that top level, then get with a better guy after that. And then he'll see how gradually he can acclimate to certain guys' styles and, and experience levels from certain guys before going in there with Mayweather. So, but the thing about it is it's a money grab. And that's another thing. It's going to, mark my words, it's going to outdo Golovkin Canelo. That's why Oscar De La Hoya wanted to boycott the fight and did tell everyone and their mama, whoever would listen, don't buy the shit, don't watch the shit. Simply because McGregor Mayweather will outdo Canelo Golovkin. Canelo Golovkin will probably do 1.7, 1.8 million pay-per-view buys. Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, they will do at least 2.7, 2.8 pay-per-view buys. Guaranteed. Now, I will post this in the link and explain to whoever would listen to watch this video again when these two fights happen, and we will compare the money and who will buy it. And there will be more UFC guys wanting to see that fight that equally hate Floyd. And people equally hate McGregor. So they know, well, McGregor, the people that hate McGregor, they're like, okay, this kid's going to go in there and get a boxing lesson from Floyd Mayweather. And the people that hate Floyd Mayweather, Conor, he's a UFC guy, so he might figure Mayweather out and knock him the fuck out because everyone, the people that hate Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So, these two fights are going to be very, very interesting to see, and I can't wait to see them. But I will be covering it live for both fights. McGregor Mayweather. That's August 26th, and Canelo Alvarez versus Golovkin will be September 16th. So we got to stay tuned, man, But anyways, you guys been counterpunched. Peace.